Hey everybody, welcome back to Jacob's Journal. So, as you can see, same day that I have recorded the Hoshi music video and everything. Because like I said, I like recording multiple things in one video because it's just easier for me that way. So today we are going to be doing a video for One Piece. Because like I said, I love anime and everything. I just haven't done that much recently. I think like the first 2-3 videos I made on this channel was about like anime and One Piece and just nothing else. So like, I love anime, so I gotta start doing more stuff and everything. So this is Straw Hat Facts almost nobody knows in One Piece. Easy to impossible. We are going to watch and then, just see if I know it or not. Because I love One Piece. I've been watching One Piece for for 6 years. I've been watching One Piece since 2019. So, I've been watching One Piece for a while. So let's see if I know these facts. 3, 2, 1. Play.
Can you tell me from what country each Straw Hat is from, or what their favorite food is? Yeah, you probably can't. So today, we're gonna go over all Straw Hat facts that most people don't know. Starting from level 1, the easiest level with stuff most One Piece fans should know, going all the way up to level 4, where I'm betting no one knows the facts I've got. Seriously, if you get the level 4 facts right, you're officially the biggest One Piece fan ever.
Let's
So
see.
let's start with level 1, and the first fact we gotta talk about is the nationalities of the crew.
Yes. In the SBS, I'm pretty sure Oda did say something about that. Like, Luffy, Brazilian. I think Sanji was from France. Frankie, American. Zoro, Japanese. Chopper, Canadian. That's all I remember.
Yeah, Oda actually told us from which country the Straw Hats would be from in the real world. And Luffy, he would be Brazilian. Zoro, Japanese, Nami Swedish, Usopp
Swedish.
South African, Sanji French, Chopper Canadian, Robin Russian, Frankie American, Brook Austrian, and Jinbei would be Indian. And honestly, I can totally see the reasoning to all Austrian, American, Sanji be Brazilian, Zoro,
that one.
Japanese,
Knew that.
Nami Swedish,
Swedish. Yeah, I've seen the video of them explaining it. I just forgot. So Swedish,
Usopp South African, Sanji French,
South African, obviously.
French, Chopper
Canadian,
Canadian, Robin Russian, Frankie American,
American,
Brook Austrian, and
Austrian,
Jinbei
Austrian.
would be Indian. And honestly, I can totally see the reasoning to all of them. Like Zoro is obviously Japanese as
Yeah.
he's a literal samurai, Sanji is clearly French with his whole classy style and always smoking, and Frankie is so easily American.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at this guy. Anyway, let's talk about age. And going from the youngest to the oldest, first up is Chopper,
Yeah.
who's only 17 years old. You probably thought he was way younger, right?
No,
But
no,
nope,
no.
our
I
cute
knew the
little
age.
raccoon dog doctor is a teenager. After Chopper, though, we've got both Luffy and Usopp at 19 years old.
yeah.
And it's just wild that Luffy's only 19 years old and is already a literal emperor. Then
Yeah,
at 21,
yeah.
we've got Zoro, Nami, and Sanji.
Yeah.
After that chaotic trio, we've got Nico Robin at 30 years old. Yup, I'm serious. This woman does not look 30 though. I mean, sure, she's way more mature than most of the crew being super chill and calm, so I guess her age definitely shows more in her personality than in her looks. Then, at 36 years old, we've got Frankie, although he really doesn't act like it. After Frankie, we've got Jinbei at 46 years old, making him the oldest living member of the crew. But the oldest overall is obviously Brook, as he's 90 years old. But don't mock him about it like Zoro does because he's gonna get really angry. But talking about age, we gotta talk about height. And once again, going from the shortest to the tallest, we've got Chopper. He's just 90 centimeters. That's 2 feet 11 inches. So yeah, this cute little guy is tiny. But after Chopper, we've got Nami, who's all the way up at 170 centimeters tall. Then it's Luffy at 174 centimeters,
Yo.
Usopp is at 176, and Sanji is at 180,
My
4
man.
centimeters at 170 centimeters tall. Then it's Luffy at 174 centimeters, Usopp is at 176, and Sanji is at 180. So Zoro's gonna be really happy because he's 1 centimeter taller than Sanji at 181 centimeters. Then we've got Robin at 188 centimeters. But now it's time for the giants of the crew. And first up, it's Frankie at 240 centimeters. And Brook, he's 37 centimeters taller at 277 centimeters tall. So that means that the tallest in the crew is Jinbei.
Yeah.
As this guy stands at a massive 301 centimeters, that's 9 feet 11 inches. So he's not only super powerful with his Fishman karate, he's also huge. Another fact that you should all know, since this is only level 1, is what Sea the Straw Hats were born in.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
of course gotta start with the most iconic one, the East Blue, since Luffy was born here. But Luffy wasn't the only one born here, as we've got Zoro, Nami, and Usopp, who also came from the East Blue.
Yep.
But leaving the East Blue, we've got the North Blue, where Sanji was born, although he'd probably want to forget about his tragic childhood. Then we've got the West Blue, where Robin was born, more specifically on the legendary island Ohara, which got completely wiped out by a Buster Call, leaving her as the only survivor. Oh, and Brooks from the West Blue too. Then we've got the
I
South
didn't
Blue
know that.
left, where Frankie was born. Although, fun fact, he wasn't born on an island, he was born on
Yeah,
a pirate ship
I knew that.
somewhere on the South Blue. And his father
I didn't know about Brooke, but I knew about everyone else.
is actually Queen. Yep, Queen. Well, until he grew tired of Frankie and tossed him overboard. Anyway, moving on to the Grand Line, and both Chopper and Jinbei were obviously born here. But if you thought these facts were cool, you haven't seen anything yet. As I said,
I
this
know
was
about
only
everyone
the
else
first level of
besides,
facts I'll talk about in this
Brooke.
video. And with each level, the facts will get way harder. So, moving on to level 2, and our next fact. And Oda actually told us what every Straw Hat is thinking about. Yeah, we're diving straight into their brains to find out exactly what they're thinking about. And Luffy, he's obviously mainly thinking about meat.
Yeah.
We all know how obsessed this guy is with meat. But other than meat, he's also thinking about Pirate King, since becoming the king of the pirates has been his dream since day one. But what about Zoro? Well, he's thinking about swords, strength, and sake. Yeah, this guy's training every single day, but he's also a total alcoholic. Next up is Nami, and she's thinking about money and beauty. Mostly money
Yeah.
though, since this girl will literally do just about anything for money. Moving on to Usopp, and he's thinking about warrior, lies, and run. This is a super weird trio of thoughts, as he really wants to be a brave warrior, but yeah, he wants to live more than anything. Sanji is obviously thinking about women, especially Nami-san and Robin-chan, although he's actually also thinking
yeah.
about food, which is good, because if he's only thinking about girls, he would probably die from blood loss. When it comes to Chopper, he's thinking about medicine, sweet, trust, and beast. And I guess that makes sense since he's a doctor, a candy addict, and a monster when he needs to be. Next up, Robin's inner thoughts are learn, history, old, and secret. And this was obvious, right? She's always trying to find ways to learn more about the secrets of the world. Next is Frankie with weird and iron. Yeah, he's
Makes sense.
literally just a weird iron robot. But someone even weirder is Brook. And he's
Panties.
thinking about tea, which he loves, laugh, seeing as he laughs all the time. And lastly, panties,
Yeah.
which was so obvious. And finally, Jinbei. His mind is all about virtue, oni, water, and fist. Alright, let's
makes sense.
literally pick up the pace and talk about how fast the Straw Hats are. And I'm talking about running specifically. No fancy tricks or powers, just straight up running. And if the Straw Hats would have a
Sanji.
50-meter race, this is how it would go. At last place, we've got Jinbei,
Yeah.
as he's way slower above water. Then we've got
Sanji
Frankie,
will be
because seeing as he's
fastest.
such a massive hunk of metal, he's way too heavy to keep up with the rest of the crew. Then it's Nico Robin, then Nami, then Usopp, and at 5th place is Zoro.
Yeah.
Though Oda actually said he would have been ranked higher if he didn't get lost during the race.
True,
so
true. Makes sense,
then
makes
it's
sense.
Chopper who's zooming in his walk point. And now, in the top 3, we've got Luffy at 3rd place. And
That-
Sanji,
yeah,
he's
correct,
actually only in 2nd place.
I-
Yeah, you
yeah.
might have thought Sanji would be number 1, but Brook is just
Yeah.
way faster. And that's because his body is just so light. Yeah, we've literally seen
I
this guy
forgot.
straight up run on water,
Yeah, I
as he's
forgot
just
about that.
light, thanks to being a literal skeleton. Plus, he can move his legs insanely fast, which is why he's easily the fastest of the Straw Hats at running. But after running, you're obviously hungry. So let's talk about the Straw Hats' favorite foods.
I've seen this on, I think, on SBS. Chopper, Cotton Candy, Frankie, a burger, Luffy, meat. It says, I think Zoro said booze or something. Someone had like fish, like, or sushi or something. Someone had, I think, ramen. I don't remember. Yeah. Cotton candy, meat, booze, burger. Those are the ones I
Starting with
remember.
Luffy, his favorite food is, of course, meat. I already said how obsessed this guy is with meat. He literally daydreams about it, talks about it non-stop. And if he so much as hears the word meat, he's already drooling. But moving on to Zoro, and his favorite food is white rice, sea beast meat,
yeah.
and food that goes well with drinking sake.
Yeah, okay.
Nami's favorite is Mikins,
Tangerines,
although
yeah.
she loves all kinds of fruit in general.
Yeah.
Usopp's favorite is pike from an autumn
Yeah,
island,
fish.
and Sanji's is spicy seafood pasta and food that goes well with black tea. Now, Chopper, you already know his favorite food is cotton
Yeah.
candy, chocolate, and literally anything sweet. And Robin's favorite food is actually sandwiches,
Sandwiches,
mild
yes,
cakes,
yes.
and coffee. Now, Frankie, his favorite food is hamburgers, french fries,
I
and
literally have. Ooh, hold on. I literally. I have the cookbook too, and it shows it. It has, like, like the food and stuff. It has a sandwich. I don't remember where, but it has the like Robin sandwich on there too.
and anything that goes well with his favorite drink, cola. And Brook, he loves curry. While
Curry.
Jinbei's favorite is mozuku seaweed in vinegar and fruits. And with that, level 2 is done. Even though some of these facts were pretty hard to know about, I guarantee you don't know half of the facts in level 3.
Try me.
First up, we've got blood types. So here's a quick rundown. Luffy's
Why would I know their blood type? I'm not gonna know their blood type. Oh, I don't even know my blood type.
got type B, Zoro's AB, Nami's A, Usopp's O, Chopper's A, Robin's O, Frankie's AB, Brook's A, and Jinbei's B. But Sanji, he's got O and RH negative, and that's super rare, which is why if it wasn't for these super kind gentlemen on Fishman Island, Sanji would have literally died, since his blood type is really rare. Now, you already know what the Straw Hats' favorite foods are, but what about their least favorite foods? And if you're a true One Piece fan, you know
Yeah, Luke the tray pie. I think Chopper's like just anything not sweet. They've said this on like an SBS. I just forgot.
that Luffy's least favorite food is that disgusting cherry pie from Mocktown, which he literally argued with Blackbeard over. I mean, this is the same guy who's eaten a poisonous fish and still said it was tasty. Then we've got Zoro, and he
chocolate.
hates chocolate as he thinks it's way too sweet. Then Nami, her least favorite food is orangettes as she prefers the actual fruit, not the candy version. Now, Usopp, he just
Mushrooms,
can't eat mushrooms,
I remember
as he
that.
once got super sick from eating one. And Sanji, he hates konjac, as he doesn't like that it's not nutritious. Chopper hates anything
Spicy,
that's spicy. Robin can't stand chewing gum
Yeah.
since, well, she can't swallow it. And Frankie, his least favorite food is marshmallows, as it's way too soft for this cyborg. Brook, he doesn't like lemons, as he obviously doesn't have cheeks to make a sour face. And lastly,
Yeah.
Jinbei. His
I
least
remember
favorite
that.
food is parfait, since it's super difficult for him to eat. But talking about food,
okay.
we've got each of the Straw Hats' cooking specialties. And yeah, we really don't need to talk about Luffy, as his specialty is just raw meat on a plate.
yeah.
Zoro, his go-to is sashimi. Nami's all about roasted duck with Mikan sauce. Usopp's specialty is fish and chips.
Yeah.
And Sanji, well, it's literally anything. He's just that good of a chef. But
Yeah.
Chopper, his specialty is mixed juice. Robin's specialty is boiled paella. Frankie's obviously a rocking barbecue chef.
Yeah.
Brooks got churrasco, and Jinbei's specialty is bonito tataki. Now let's
Nice,
stop
nice,
talking
nice.
about food and move on to how often the Straw Hats
Yes.
actually bathe.
Robin, Nami, Chopper. I think like Robbie and Nami bathe every day. Chopper, I think like every other day or something. I think Sanji or Usopp like once a week probably. And then Zoro and Luffy, they nasty. Zoro and Luffy is nasty. Okay, they stink. They nasty. That's the one I remember.
And the Straw Hats that bathe every single day is Nami, Sanji, and Robin.
Sanji.
So they are just
Uh,
super clean. Then the guys who
Makes
bathe
sense.
once every 3 days are Usopp, Chopper, and Frankie. But Luffy,
yeah,
Zoro, and
yeah. Every 3 days. Okay. I was close.
Brook, well, they only bathe once a week. Yeah, they are
Yeah. They nasty.
basically walking stink bombs at this point. But honestly, they just don't care. And Jinbei, well, we don't actually know how much he bathes, as he's just swimming in the ocean all the time.
True.
Now, before we move on to level 4, there's one last fact we gotta talk about, and it's alcohol tolerance. And the Straw Hat with the lowest alcohol
The lowest probably Chopper because he doesn't drink. First place is Nami. I think Nami and Zoro, they're probably tied, but I'll give it to Nami. Nami, Zoro, Sanji, Robin, Frankie, Brook, Jinbei, Usopp, Luffy, Chopper. That's it.
alcohol tolerance is Chopper.
Yeah.
Seeing as this little guy is tiny, he just can't handle that much alcohol.
Oh,
Plus,
yeah,
he
true.
never drinks, so he's obviously going to be drunk instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got Luffy and Usopp, and that's because these two also never drink any alcohol. Next up, we've got Brook, Robin, and Sanji, who all like some sake and can actually handle it pretty well. Then there's Frankie, who can handle way more alcohol as he's this huge guy and a
Yeah.
literal cyborg, though he obviously prefers cola. Now,
true,
at
true.
third place, we've got Nami, because surprisingly, Nami actually outdrank Zoro back at Whiskey Peak, which is just insane. But yeah, that was just a one-time thing, because Zoro
Okay.
can obviously handle more alcohol than
And then
Nami.
Jinbei.
Yeah, he just loves sake. He seriously just can't be
Yeah.
without a bottle of it at all times, as he's just literally obsessed with sake, and he would rather die than to stop drinking it. That said, Jinbei is actually the one with the highest alcohol tolerance, and it's actually kinda obvious when you think about it. I mean, Jinbei is a whale shark fish man and he's huge, so he can obviously drink more than the rest of the gang before passing out.
makes
And just in
sense.
case
Okay.
you don't believe it, Oda himself confirmed it. Alright,
Okay.
we're now finally at level 4, and I hope you're ready, because these are facts I know you absolutely did not know about.
Give it
And
to
first
me.
up, we've got the crew's sleep schedule. Yeah, I'm serious. We actually know when and
They said that. They did ask about that in the SPS. Zoro sleeps whenever, every day, all day, every day, whenever he wants. I think Chopper, he sleeps a lot. Well, I think probably 11, 12 hours or something. Well, I've seen it. I've seen it on the SBS. I just don't remember.
for how long the Straw Hats sleep. So, starting with the captain himself, because of course, he doesn't have an exact sleep time, but he usually sleeps about 5 hours a night. Then there's Zoro, who only sleeps from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., which is only 3 hours.
Really?
But yeah, he takes like 100 naps
Yeah.
during the day.
Yeah, that makes
Anyway,
sense.
Nami, she sleeps from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., Usopp from 1 a.m. to 8 a.m., and Sanji, he sleeps from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m., as he has to wake up early to
Yeah.
make breakfast for the crew. Then Chopper, he sleeps from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. plus a lot of naps.
Yeah.
Robin sleeps from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. Frankie from 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. Brook from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. And last but not least, we've got Jimbei, who sleeps from 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. Did you actually know all that? If you did, good job. But what about if the Straw Hats were actually a real family? Like,
they had this one. I think they had this one in the SBS like a while ago, but then had to he changed it up because Jimbei was on the crew now. Jimbei and Robin were the parents. I think Brooke was a granddad. Frankie was, I think, the uncle or something. Nami was a mom. I mean, not the mom, the sister. Chopper, youngest son, and then Luffy, and then Usopp. I don't remember Sanji and Zoro. They were probably just like cousins or something. I don't remember.
Like, what family member would each Straw Hat be? Well, Oda actually said who'd be who, and the father, that would have...
Oh, it's just the sons. Yeah. Oh, the grandma. Frankie's the grandma. Okay.
Of course, be Jimbei, with the mother obviously being Robin. Then we've got Zoro as the oldest son, Sanji as the second, Usopp the third, Luffy the fourth, and Chopper as the youngest son of the family. And Nami, she's of course the daughter. But what about Frankie and Brooke? Well, Brooke would be the grandpa, and Frankie, he would be the pervy grandma. Yep, that's what Oda said. Moving on, let's talk about what every Straw Hat smells like. And some of them just smell disgusting. Like Zoro, he literally smells like steel and sweat from training nonstop every single day.
That's nasty. That is nasty. You. That's nasty.
Then we've got Sanji, who smells like cigarettes and seafood. Yeah, that combo is just the worst. Someone else who smells like food is obviously Luffy, who smells like meat. Nami smells like Meekin and money, because you just know she bathes in her cash. And Usopp, he smells like gunpowder from all his inventions. And Chopper smells like, well, a raccoon dog. And Jimbei obviously smells like the ocean. But some of the crew actually smell really good. Like Brooke, as he smells like tea. And Frankie, you'd think he'd smell like metal. But nope, he smells like cola. And I know a lot of you guys love cola. Then, the Straw Hat that smells the absolute best is easily Nico Robin, since she smells like flowers, thanks to her devil fruit, the flower fruit. So just being around her would smell like walking through a garden of flowers, which is just lovely. Did you know all these Straw Hat facts? Let me know in the comments below how many facts you got right. Thanks for watching.
I knew some. I knew some of them. Not all. I knew some. Yeah. But I'm gonna try and do some more anime stuff. Because, come on now. But yeah, stay tuned.